And our first question here goes to the whole idea about, hey, remember Blockbuster? It might be back. Check it out.
Hey, John. Jared calling from right outside of Atlanta. I was taking a quick break while at work, and I saw on my phone that somebody is using the Blockbuster.com domain. And it says, be kind while we rewind if you go to Blockbuster.com. What do you think someone is doing with the Blockbuster name? I'm hoping that they bring back the video store. Thank you and have a wonderful day.
All right. Thanks a lot for calling that in, Jared. And yeah, listen, forever, the name synonymous with home entertainment was Blockbuster. Now, from my neck of the woods, Canada, our videos, there were Blockbusters, but the other big video rental chain was Rogers Video. So for me, instead of going to Blockbuster, although Blockbuster was still kicking around a little bit when I moved to LA, there were still a couple of them. Like when I moved into Hollywood, right up the road on Sunset Boulevard, there was still a Blockbuster Video there. Not long. It closed down not long after I left. Or after I moved in, I mean. But, I mean, who among us have not spent, anybody who's over maybe 28, 29, 30 years old, don't have some memories of getting together with some buddies, let's go pick a movie, and running on down to Blockbuster, or in my case, Rogers Video, whatever, wandering up and down the halls, discovering movies and picking out, maybe Tuesdays it was $5 for $5 or something like that, and you take them home. The transition happened from VHS tapes to DVDs to Blu-ray, all that kind of stuff, right? Glorious. Of course, it died because nobody went to rent movies anymore, because digital and streaming all started to happen, and they weren't able to adapt quick enough. And, you know, there's a story out there that at one point they were in the position that they could have bought Netflix for, what was it? I want to say like $50 million or something like that they could have bought Netflix. And for whatever reason they didn't. I don't know the whole story off the top of my head.
For a short time, they tried the mail order thing too.
Yeah, they tried to then become Netflix, right? By doing the mail order, like we'll ship your DVDs right to you, the way Netflix started, right? So what he's talking about is, now, if you go to Blockbuster.com, and I don't know if you've got this there, Jonathan, see if we can bring that up. If you go to Blockbuster.com and go to their website, see if you can put in that URL, Jonathan.
Oh, you actually want to?
Yeah, let's see if we can go right to the URL. Go to Blockbuster.com and see what we get up here. And they get, what do we get? We get this. Blockbuster, we are working on rewinding your movie. Now, before anybody gets too terribly excited about this, do understand that while people are just noticing this now, apparently this screen went up around Christmas time. Okay, so this new screen, we are working on rewinding your movie, actually went up around Christmas time. But also, their social media has started kicking back up again. The official Blockbuster social media started kicking back up again. So now if you bring up the news report there, a lot of people have been asking, what is going on with Blockbuster? Is Blockbuster poisoning itself to try to make a return? Because I think it was just recently, Taylor, you're a pop culture guy, but I believe it was just recently that the final Blockbuster actually closed.
Oh no, did it close?
Yeah, I believe I heard it close like just within the last few months.
Did you
there
see
was
that?
One, I think it was in Alaska or something, right? There was one Blockbuster.
Oh, it was like Oregon.
Oregon, I think Oregon.
You're right.
And couldn't you stay there overnight or something like that? And like,
I think for a
watch the
while they had
videos?
turned it into an Airbnb.
Yeah, you could
Oh
stay
my
there.
God, stay in the final. And they made a documentary about it. And then there's some kind of sitcom with Randall Park. Wasn't there a sitcom with Randall Park?
Yeah.
I watched it.
I mean, I never checked that
I
one
wasn't
out at
sold
all.
on the trailer, but yeah.
All right, so look, it is most likely that nothing is going on with Blockbuster. Maybe just the people who still own Blockbuster, whatever, they're just having some fun. It could be. But what if they're doing something? So we go over to the classroom here for a second, and we're going to ask, what's the deal with Blockbuster? I don't do that nearly as good as Christian does. Christian does that much better than me. What is the deal with Blockbuster? What's going on? All right, I want to propose there are a couple of possibilities. Possibility number one, they are reopening that Blockbuster video. Guys, hey, listen, vinyl records are back. They didn't, not very much, but God, you know, my wife, Ann Ray, your sister, she got into this kick, I think because of Kevin. She got into this kick. So you go, I'm going to buy a record player. Bought a record player because Kevin had a record player, right? So I want to buy a record player. I'm like, baby, you're not going to buy any records. Oh, I'm going to buy so many records. I'm going to buy so many. I got a couple of friends that did that. I'm going to buy so many records. All right. So she bought a record player and bought a U2 album. And goes, I'm going to buy all these record players. Right to this day, we're now 2.5 years in. That record player is still closed, sitting in the corner of her office. Not a single new album has been bought. Anyway, I don't know why I went off on that tangent.
That's how you do it.
That's how you do it. I don't know why I went off on that tangent, but retro media making a comeback. And because listen, they saw how successful that little Blockbuster documentary was. They saw how many people were interested in that and how many people online lament and yearn for the old days of going to the store and walking up and down the aisle. Do you know how many relationships ended because a boyfriend and a girlfriend could not decide on what movie to get? Terrible. One of the most popular posts I ever put up on the movieblog.com when I was there was how to select a movie at Rogers Video or Blockbuster with your significant other.
You just say yes.
And we still, Ann and I still practice this when we're trying to pick a movie to stream. We take turns. One night, here's the answer. I'm giving you sharp relationship advice here, gentlemen. Sharp relationship advice between you and your significant other. And here's the advice. And this is sage advice.
I like sage.
You take turns, not picking movies, but you take turns, and here's your profile. Let's say, Taylor, you and David, let's say you're sitting at home trying to pick something on streaming, or you go to a Blockbuster. Here's what you do. You take turns where on one night, the first night, you get to select 3 selections.
The first 3 Shreks.
Okay. You get to select 3 selections, the first 3 Shreks. But then David gets to pick of the 3.
Anything but.
Oh, he's going
And
to pick
then
Shrek too.
the next night, David gets to pick 3 selections, and you get to pick which one of those 3 you watch.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
It is a relationship saver. I have saved many, many relationships. Dr. John is in the house.
Or you just don't watch anything.
Or don't watch anything.
Yeah, just go on YouTube and watch this show.
That is also sage advice. All right, so option number 1, they are reopening. Let's face it, that is very unlikely. Very unlikely. Okay, option number 2, a video on demand service, liken unto a Voodoo or something like that, right? Where Blockbuster becomes, because they kind of took a kick at this can a while ago, where they go on and they'll put all the studio movies on their service, and you can go and rent movies from blockbuster.com and watch movies streaming. So yet another VOD service. So there's that. Another option is a Pluto like service. Are you guys familiar with Pluto?
Yeah.
I've never used it, but I mean, I know.
I
What
watch
Right.
Unsolved Mysteries on it. No.
Of
They
course
have
you
an
do.
Unsolved Mysteries channel. I leave it on right before I go to sleep.
You know what? I'm
it
due
doesn't sound
sometimes.
creepy at all.
They have a World Poker Tour channel on there.
They got a bunch.
And
of
I'll go
channels.
and put that on and just watch some poker on there. So basically what Pluto is like, if any of you don't know, it's a free thing. You should go check it out. There's a lot of very cool stuff on it. Pluto is like its own cable service where it's like, and their interface is great. It looks like a TV guide channel thing where they've got like 200 or 300 different channels. And there's Classics channel and this channel, World Poker Tour channel, Unsolved Mysteries channel. And it just runs 24/7, right? And maybe, these are, I think another name for these things are called fast channels, because there's a few of these popping up now. Maybe Pluto TV or Blockbuster is looking to create their own Pluto TV sort of thing, entertainment thing. Another thing, I've heard this whispered, a gaming rental service. Now, I don't know if in the waning days of Blockbuster or Rogers Video, if they ever got into game rentals, as I know some online places do for online digital. But I've heard some whispers of people speculating that with the popularity of gaming and gaming being a predominant entertainment, vector, that maybe they're looking at creating a gaming network of some sorts. I don't really buy into that either. Then there's what I believe is the most likely scenario. Nothing. It's just nothing. It's just them playing around or having some fun or whatever. But I think for me, if I had to go through this list and I found out, if I found out that they are definitely doing something, my guess would be it's a VOD kind of service. Because even AMC Theaters got into that. Did you guys know that AMC Theaters has a digital video rental?
It got big during the pandemic.
Did it get big?
Not big, but I mean, like they were pushing it on their site. Yeah.
So I think that's the most likely thing. Ray, if you look at that list, they're reopening VOD service, a Pluto-like service, a gaming rental service, or nothing. Which one do you think is most likely? Or do you think it's something else?
I think it's nothing.
Yeah, that is the most likely. But if it was one of the other ones,
Or it could be something completely different from what we expect. I don't know. Maybe someone bought the actual thing and is going to do something else with it. But out of all of them, I think it probably will be a streaming service.
Any chance they just reopen as they were? Like literally a walk in and rent a physical Blu-ray disc?
You know what I would like is like it's a store that just sells all the old movie collectible stuff that people spend, just like a variety store. We used to have those a long time ago. I think Sam Goody Music, if anyone remembers that, or Warehouse Music.
But they got something in Burbank. Remember Blast from the Past? I think
things where like, they'll have the most popular Blu-rays, let's say. Not the whole store, because that will shut it down. No one, like you said, hard copies of anything is not selling too well. But
it's for the collectors.
Just like maybe like, just like maybe the most popular releases for that week, just a couple of them, and then like movie collectibles, statues, things like that. I think it would work. I mean, we don't have anything like that.
So they kind of would become like, you'd like to kind of become like a retail store.
Yeah.
All right.
That's what I would like to see. I don't think it's going to be that.
No. Yeah, probably not. Anyway, guys, question is for you. What do you think about this? There's been some movement at Blockbuster on their social media feeds, their website stuff. Do you think anything's happening? It's most likely not. But if there was, what do you think it would be? What do you think the options are? Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Guys, we want to thank a sponsor of this video, Rocket Money. The average person has around 12 paid subscriptions. Think about that. If you think you're only subscribed to a handful of services, you might want to double check. With Rocket Money, you can quickly identify and cancel all of your unwanted subscriptions. Rocket Money, formerly known as Truebill, is a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitor your spending, and helps you lower your bills all in one place. Rocket Money will quickly and easily identify your subscriptions for you so you can stop paying for the ones you don't want and don't even use. Simply find the subscription you don't want and press cancel, and Rocket Money will cancel it for you. No more long hold times with customer service or tedious emailing back and forth. Rocket Money makes canceling subscriptions as easy as the click of a button. My wife Ann and I moved out of Burbank 2 years ago, and one of the first things I discovered when I loaded up Rocket Money was that I was still paying for a gym membership I haven't even been to in Burbank in 2 years. So stop throwing away your money. Cancel unwanted subscriptions and manage your expenses the easy way by going to rocketmoney.com/Campea. That's rocketmoney.com/Campea. rocketmoney.com/Campea.